7 brand new cards have just been added to the upcoming core set Doom of Dimensions, which is slated to be released in the TCG sometime next month. Honestly, these 7 cards, they might not be the best. Some of them might not be the best cards in the format, but they are very unique. So I'm just gonna get straight into it, into talking about these new cards. So let's get down to business. So we kick things off with Infernal Punisher, which is basically a play on of the infernal cards that Chaz Princeton used in the GX anime. Which the artwork looks hella badass. But it is a normal spell with the effect being a once per turn, and the effect reads you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each once per turn. Add 1 water dino from your deck to your hand. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon the added monster. Tribute a monster, special summon a level 6 or higher fire from your hand, deck, or grave, but its effects are negated unless it's a fiend monster. Okay, so this is basically like Rhoda. This is basically Rhoda for the Hydrogeddon decks, and it can even also be used in decks that are Fire Fiend based, which is actually pretty sick. So I mean it's not bad, but it definitely has its downside. Excuse me. Which is the fact that there really aren't a whole lot of Fire Fiends in the format that are very playable. So it really doesn't. It's like whatever. I mean the effect is like whatever. But the Rhoda effect, where it says to add a water dino, it's not bad, but it doesn't make the water dino decks any more powerful, because the Hydrogeddon decks is just it's like not even good. Like, the deck is so bricky, it doesn't make much of a difference how good Konami tries to make this card. It will never be as good. I'm just throwing that out there, but still not too bad, but not too good either. But next up, we have Tragic Twin Threads. Try saying that 5 times fast. But the artwork looks really cool. I will definitely give it that. But it is an equipped spell with the effect reading as followed: equip only to your monster special summon from the extra deck. If your opponent special summons a monster with higher attack than the equipped monster from the extra deck, you can target one of them, destroy it. Also the equipped monster, and if you do, take damage equal to the destroyed monster's total original attack, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. So this is basically ring of destruction, but in the form of an equip spell. So this is actually pretty cool, because ring of destruction, yes, you do see it from time to time in side decking, especially going up against decks like Mitsurugi, Raziel, Tirlaman, Kashtira, just to name a few. But this card is basically is basically a good replacement for Ring of Destruction. So this basically ensures that you're able to potentially threaten lethal depending on what the board state looks like, which is actually kind of crazy. Next up, we've got Wake Cup Machi. Wake Cup Machi, I believe is how it's being sounded. And if I'm being real, it kind of looks like it could be used in the Yummy deck. If you really think about it, it looks like it could be used for the Yummy deck. But it is a 3-star Wind Aqua flip, 1,000 attack, 100 defense, and all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, you can reveal this card and one of the flip monsters in your hand, special summon both in face down defense. Second effect reads, if this card is flipped face up, target one said monster, change it to face up attack position. Third effect reads, once per turn during your end phase, you can target a set card, send it to the grave. So, I mean, flip decks, they're not that good. Let's just keep it real. The flip decks, they're not as good as they used to be. Back when the empty jar FTK format deck, days were around. Empty jar FTK was pretty good, but it was also a little bit bricky as well. This card, I mean, yes, technically it could make flip decks a little bit better, but it's another one of those cards that it's like it wants to be good, but it never will be at the end of the day. Next up, we've got Fusion Recruitment. Excuse me. And it is a normal spell with the effect being a once per turn that reads, discard one card and reveal a fusion monster in your action deck. You cannot special summon from the action deck for the rest of this turn. After this card resolves, except for fusions, also add one of the fusion materials whose name is mentioned on the reveal monster from your deck or grave to your hand, except the discarded card. Then, if you added a normal monster, you can add a second such monster. Okay, so Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Heroes, literally those are the top 4 decks that this card can this card can be abused in. It's absolutely insane. I mean, being able to add a second copy of like Blue Eyes or Dark Magician is absolutely busted. It is super busted. I can honestly say that this card might end up becoming the card that makes fusion decks even more powerful than they've already been recently. So there's not much to say about that. But next up, we have Varifar, the Kick Deity. I'm probably butchering the name, but there it is. There's the artwork. And it is an 11-star Earth Fiend with 2100 attack, 800 defense. And the effect is a once per turn that reads, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field that targets a monster you control, or when your monster is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can reveal one card in your hand to the opponent. Then apply this effect to that opponent's monster based on the type of card revealed. Monster, change it to defense. Spell, its attack becomes doubled. Trap, banish it. Okay, so excuse me. So it's actually kind of funny because because you normally would want to banish the card, and that would seem like it's good, but this card is conditional. You would literally need to force the opponent to activate a monster effect on the field. So for example, if let's say your opponent has excuse me. So let's say, for example, your opponent has a Predaplant Dragostapelia on board, and Dragostapelia targets one of your monsters. You get to special summon this card from your hand, reveal a trap card, banish the Stapelia, and now you're pretty much off to the races. Excuse me. From there, but the only downside is that if you don't have any other cards in your hand, then the effect in question is essentially going to be a brick, and the card itself would be a brick because you don't have anything in hand. But because that the duels nowadays are super quick, and the duels are usually done within about 4 turns each, it's not that good. Let's just be real, the card is just not that good at all. But next up we have Chakravartin Sphinx. Chakravartin Sphinx, sorry. Try saying that 5 times fast. Anyway, it is an 8-star Earth Rock with 2,500 attack, 3,000 defense, and all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if the battle position of a monster is changed, you can banish a spell from your grave, special summon this card from your grave, if it was there when the position changed, or hand even if not. Second effect reads, during your main phase, you can set 1 Book of Taiyu and or 1 Book of Moon from your deck and or grave. Third effect reads, once per turn, if the battle position of another monster is changed, you can target 1 card on the field, return it to the hand. So this literally just gives you a free Book of Moon set, a free Book of Taiyu set, and also a free Compulse right off the bat. It's not bad, but again, it's super conditional. It's super conditional because you need to have this card in your grave, most likely in your grave, to use its effect. So if you activated a card that forces you to discard a card, this card would be the card to pitch to the graveyard to get off whatever combos you're playing, and then if you were to activate Book of Moon on one of your opponent's monsters, you literally get to banish a random spell from your grave, bring this card back, reset the Book of Moon, and now you're pretty much just off to the races from there. But you really don't see Book of Moon get played all that often anymore. Only time you do is in certain side decking options, like going up against what was it, against like the Dark Magician decks, maybe against Blue Eyes perhaps. So it's not that good, but it's like whatever. But it's like whatever. But it's like whatever. But with that being said, we now move into the final card of the video. It is known as Tao Tao the Chanter. Which is a 2-star Earth Illusion Tuner. with 900 attack, 600 defense, and both defense effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads: if this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. Second effect reads: if you take battle or effect damage, you can special summon a level 3 or higher illusion from your hand or grave. Or if you took 2,000 or more damage, you can special summon it from the deck or extra deck instead. This literally just ensures that you get a free body. So when you go into your main phase 2, you can just go into more of your plays and just combo off from there. Honestly, this is basically damage juggler on steroids. Like if I'm being real, this is kind of like damage juggler mixed in with like a little bit of like Yubel in a way, but on steroids. Like this card is absolutely sick. It's actually kind of cool, but it does have a lot of potential, especially in the Chimera decks, in the Chimera, the flying mythical beast, especially in a deck like that, or in some sort of like some other like illusion based deck. Could be it could be useful, but we'll have to wait and see. But on that note, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.